can you ever be set free, really set free? Now, what we need to understand is that us, when we're following Christ, is that freedom is not something that just happens instantaneously. Sometimes it does, but sometimes it doesn't, okay? And sometimes it goes through a process, a daily thing. As you are walking with Christ, you become more and more and more and more free in the way you think, in the way you do things, in the way you speak, in your lifestyle. It becomes more and more free the more you're with Christ. So what we are looking for a lot of times is something instantaneous, an instantaneous freedom. Don't get me wrong. You're free in the spirit instantaneously when you give your life to Christ. You're no longer a slave to sin, or you're no longer under the bondage of the devil. You're no longer underneath the dominion of death and of sin. You've now been set free 100%. But I'm speaking more about when you're walking in your day-to-day life in the earth realm. You are facing challenges. You're facing a certain way of thinking, because there's a lot of bondages and a lot of strongholds in your mind. And sometimes those strongholds in your mind take time to become free. As you grow in Christ, as you grow in revelation, as you grow in understanding, you break out of those bondages and you start to be free in the way you think and free in many areas of your life. Now, there's things that I used to struggle with when I was younger in the Lord, and I struggle with them no more. Why? Because I've grown out of those struggles. I've become a bigger person, a bigger son of God through revelation and understanding. So what we need to understand is that it's a process, everyday process. We're going to be growing bigger and becoming more free, because every day there's a challenge. Every day there's a decision that you can make that's right or wrong. If you make a wrong decision, you could fall into the condemnation of the devil and end up in bondage. And it could take, and because you've been scarred, it could take 2 years for you to grow out of that. 2 years for you to be healed from that scar of that decision that you made that made you fall straight into the devil's hand. It's a process. So every day we're making decisions, good or bad quality decisions or good quality decisions, and we do suffer the consequences of those decisions, and we do end up being scarred and in bondage and not being free. But as time goes on, as we keep growing, keep following Christ, we start getting delivered, we start getting freed, we start becoming whole. Our life becomes more and more godly, more and more healthy. Our spiritual walk becomes stronger and stronger. We start living an abundant life. It doesn't happen straight away. It's a process. So we have to stay with the process, trust the process, trust Christ, and keep walking with him. And you will become freer and freer and freer as you grow older, as you get older in the things of God.